Hello everyone, Judge here. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a guide for the town of Taverly itself, because I know in a lot of the actual, skill guide videos, I said a lot about Taverly, what you can all do. The reason why is because when you're a new player in RuneScape, this is exactly where you first come into it after the tutorial, which is essentially it's on that ship, but right now for me that'd be going into doing a quest. Which right now I'm not going to do that. I would like to save my quests for the weekend because some quests in RuneScape are actually quite long compared to a lot of other games. Their quests aren't so much of, just go collect this, go kill that, that being it. No, they actually have quite a bit of lore and story behind majority, if not all, of their quests. But we'll save that for another video. I'll do maybe some quest guides here and there. For the longer quests, I could record them, but I'll give a little heads up. I might only air one longer quest per week, or maybe multiples per week, but I'm actually going to be getting into other videos soon too. But for today, after you first get here from Ashdale, you'll notice right away you're in a little town. This is the town of Taverly. Now, if you want to get into dungeoneering, I'll actually show that one last. I actually need to clear out my bank. But right now, on my inventory, if you run just a little bit north, right away you're in a bank. So, I mean, that's kind of convenient. Got to put in my authenticator, which is actually a very good idea for security purposes. As you can see, yeah, it's a very new account, so running a little light on supplies. Alright, right off the bat, you got your bank over here. You have a mill, which might not seem all too important. Right now, some of the items are actually kind of glitched out, as you can see right here. There probably will be a patch that'll fix that where things are not floating above tables. But the primary use for these kind of mills is you'll get the wheat, like you can see up there. I have some wheat highlighted right now. But you can pick the wheat. You'll take it over here. There's actually a process to this, but it's easier just to buy from the stores because you'll take the wheat, you put it in there, use the hopper, go back downstairs, get a pot, get the wheat, and put it into the pot. Whereas if you can go to a cooking shop, you can get all that just for a few coins. So it's more beneficial to do it that way. That right there is for a quest. This is for a quest. But right here is the next area. This has your cooking and thieving area. So like right here is a thieving mentor, and right up here is the cooking mentor. So it has a few things here. There is a quest right outside, but there's not too much to that. But this gives you a good starting spot for your quest. When you do start, make sure you come by and you activate your Taverly lodestone. The lodestone network is actually very useful. If you go over to your home, the H right over here, it'll highlight into home teleport. If you click on that, it'll show you all the possible lodestone areas. Now the reason why this is useful is just it's a quick, free teleport to wherever you may need to go. Within a certain area, of course, because you can only teleport to those lodestones. Well, what's nice about that is you can teleport to any lodestone you have activated from anywhere, as long as you are not in combat. You have to remember you cannot be in combat. But also, you'll have merchants you can pickpocket here. This portal is actually for construction. So you'll actually use this after you get your house set up. You have to get it set up first before you actually have one. But this is where you'll start out, and as you can see, it's right near a bank, so it's actually very useful to try to keep it there as long as you can. Right over here is the guy where you can make the planks. All you got to do is take your log, whatever type it might be, and just take it to him, and you can pay a small fee to get your logs into planks. Right over here, there's a little bit of supplies. The stores really don't have much for most people. For that one, it really doesn't, because you start with those items in your tool belt, which I can show you here. It's actually an update that actually it's kind of old. Recently, they added the Slayer one, of course, Invention, because Invention just came out this year. But automatically, you have a pickaxe now. I have steel now, but you automatically have a bunch of tools on your tool belt. Some of these I actually had added, like the sextant, chart, watch. Those I had to add to it. But you also automatically have different fishing supplies, which makes that quite easy. You have different crafting supplies. As you can see, like a lot of things are included. Some are through questing, or you just have to get them through the stores. Not too much. Here, eventually from quest, you can get the magic watering can, which is very nice because it's a watering can that never runs out of water. The Slayer one is actually always completely empty when you first start, and as you can see, there's some good items you can put in there. The invention one is empty when you first start it because, well, until you have all these skills unlocked, and then until you start the skill, you don't have any of the supplies to actually really get into it. But up next, you got your farming area. There is flax, which is very useful for creating your bowstrings. So you can actually take the flax, and right up there is a spinning wheel. Right here is the head farmer who can give you some free seeds. That's what's nice about Taverly. You can get some free items every so often. Now, you can't get them constantly, but the stores do replenish in time. But there's a small potato patch right there. You can just go there to get some easy XP. He does sell other seeds as well, but up here is actually a small hunting area. This is one where you go to either search, inspect, all inspect boulders, that kind of thing, until you find tracks leading away, which I can show you here. So yeah, see, it was completely, there's nothing there. Check this one, there's nothing there. It's just kind of like your actual regular tracking. You have to find where the animal has start. Now, I would say you just go ahead and inspect the hole, but actually the hole is the ending zone. I'll just get one of the tracks started this way. I can show you a little bit. I know there's a little bit of weather in this game right now. There is talk about potentially releasing more weather type stuff in the future, but it's not been confirmed. It is just a potential update. For whatever reason, I can't actually... okay, there's the tracks. Usually those are actually the endpoints. But as you can see, the tracks are leading away. It actually led up to here, but that's not going to be the one. You're going to want to go to the ones that are kind of nearby. Okay, see, there's nothing with that one. So it didn't go this way. It went out around. And as you can see, if you follow through here, you'll see that the tracks are leading right around in here. There's no sign of anything there. There's nothing there. So you'll want to inspect this one. Search this snow pile. This is kind of why I don't like the hunter skill. But since I have the noose one automatically, look, you get some polar gabet fur, raw beast, and some bones. So, I mean, it's not bad, but it's a lot of work for what you get. So that's up to you whether you want to get it or not. There's cows here, which are kind of nice because you can get leather. You get one cowhide per cow. after you kill it, and you also get the bones and you get the meat. And like I said, up here is the spinning wheel for the flax. You'll take that there and you'll be able to get bowstrings. Up here is a weaving, really not used for much of anything, so I wouldn't really. Currently, it's kind of extra, if you will. Lenza is actually a quest holder, a very recent quest holder. Over here, you'll have your mining, which, since this is a starting zone, it only has copper, tin, and clay. So as you can see, you got your copper, which is actually a golden color, and then you have tin, which is a grayish color. And then back in here is where you have your clay. There is a clay there, but most commonly it's just easier to get right back in here. But as you can see, there's a couple of clay there. Now if you really want to, you can just mine your clay there, come right out, and there's a well right nearby. There we go. That spot, just when you're at a distance, it has to be just right or else you can't get through. But after you mine or whatever you want to do there, right there's a furnace you can use. It's not your traditional furnace that you'll usually see in other areas, but there's a furnace right there. Right there's an anvil. You have the crafting guy right here. You can actually tan all your hides here. Probably one of the easiest tanners to get to. You can also trade with him. He'll have some supplies for you can get for free. But then there's also more molds, which you can get to fill out your tool belt a little bit. You got your pottery wheel to make your pottery. You got your pottery oven to heat your pottery. You have a few more shops which are really kind of useless right now. This is actually for clans. People can place their different vexillum, or whatever. Standards is what I've usually heard them before, but you can place them around here. This way people can come by. It's a starting zone, so a lot of people will come by and see it. Now we're actually more into Burthorpe area, which there's not really much of a transition. But up here there's a shopkeeper. It actually has a lot of the beginning armors, as you can see. So if you're just starting out, this is actually a good spot to go, especially if you're doing it yourself. If you remember from the daily challenge video, this is actually one of the where you turn it in. This little lady. A little bit further, you got your bank. Up here, you got your Warriors Guild, which you actually need decent stats to get into it, which I understand, but at the same time, the creatures, the main thing behind the Warriors Guild is actually starting to get the offhand item, which is a defender, which counts as both not only a melee weapon, but also shield. As you get to the higher levels, you can also get it for range and mage, but it requires a high level, but you have to start out at bronze. So it's like, well, what's the point of bronze? Because at that level, you're not going to be using bronze anymore. A little further north, you have is actually what is a monthly distraction and diversion. You really want to do this, I'll do a video on it in another day. But there is two forms of this. I'll do it on both different accounts because this one would be better geared for doing just the repairing, and my main account will be better off for the combat aspect of it. This way I can actually get to the end of it and show you guys the complete area of the combat. Just a little bit more, the Burthorpe lodestone is automatically there for you. This is just an outpost. If you go down into the basement, there is a games room. The games room is just kind of like mini games, not even really mini games, just like couldn't really tell you how it is. It's like there's no real actual major use, so it's kind of dead content right now. if you want to hang out with your friends maybe there and play games, you can, but the games really don't have a reward to it. If you go a little bit to the east, then you have your agility area, your agility course. You'll just go through there. That'll be for the agility. Further north, it's more or less just a couple questing spots. But right here is a shop owner. Now this one is actually for your auras. Every month you are a member, and it goes by consecutive months and years. And the longer you're a member, the more loyalty points you accumulate. That's how they work. Um, I like to start out. I only got 500, but I just got my membership the other day for this account. Now later on in the year, roughly around December and January, Jagex does a well, at least they have been doing it. I don't know if they'll keep doing it or not, but I have a feeling they will. They do a VIP membership combo where there's bronze, silver, and gold. And if you do one of those, you'll get a little bit of extra perk, and then you'll get more loyalty points. Because as you can see, some of these items, the ores, are actually kind of expensive in the loyalty end. But after you've been a member for a while, it gets kind of cheap. Right over here, you have a rune crafting supply shop. This one's actually not too bad. You can get your free air runes for the day. If you want, you can get your mind runes and the mind talisman. That's completely up to you, but you can also buy the other runes as well. Down here, this guy is where you want to get your what is called a wicked hood. You can start doing this at level 1 rune crafting. It's a very good way to do it because it automatically gives you a teleport to the first 2 altars, which is air and mind. So you want to get that as soon as possible. This way you have it and you can actually do a daily rune crafting and also get daily runes that way. It's a good way to do it. Not to mention that will actually teleport you to the mini game called wow, this is actually escaping me right now. But there's a mini game you can do. It's at the Rune Crafting Guild. Runespan, that's what it's called, yeah. And it's a good way to get a lot of XP very easily, very quickly, compared to the old method of this skill, which was you had to run to the altars, which really kind of sucked after a while. Over here you got some more questing. Not too much going on there. For whatever reason, my phone is, well, not my phone, but my internet is really glitchy, so I gotta turn my phone off. Lately, my headset it's a wireless one, but lately it's been interfering a lot with my internet. So I'm actually, in time, I'm going to be getting a new microphone just to make this a lot smoother and a lot easier. Because while this headset is good, if you're running a wireless connection like I am, it can really just eat through everything. Because as you can see, I clicked a while ago for him to move, and he's not moving. There is a little bit of a divination explanation person right here. These people with the golden symbols above their heads, you can actually get tasks from them and complete them. I don't believe you get anything extra. That's actually the Heroes Guild that I just passed right here, with her right out front. And this will give you, well, this is through request. Right here is a person, again, except she's like a silver blue on the top. You can get your challenge for prayer there. A little further south, there's a questing area. Right here's another monthly D&D I highly recommend doing. It is for construction, prayer, or slayer. No matter what, you get your construction because you got to help build the statue. So and it gives really good XP. But you can only do it if you have all the statues unlocked. There's 5 statues, but until you get to the Elven City, you only have your 4 statues. But you get to pick between either appeasing the gods and the worshippers in that area by creating the right one and getting prayer, or you can create the wrong one and somebody will attack you and you have to fend off and you'll get Slayer XP. I like prayer because prayer is harder to get than Slayer. But that's me personally. Down here a little bit, you'll have your hunter tutor. She'll give you a little bit of a background to the hunter skill. I actually did miss one when I was running north. This is your fishing area. Right off the bat, you'll be able to get crayfish, so it's not a bad area to start it out. And you can get your crayfish, come up here, cut down a log, uh, light your log, and then right away you can cook your fish. Or if you want to, you can just take it down to the kitchen area I showed you earlier with the cooking and thieving area, and you'll be able to just cook it right there on the range or oven, depending on your culture. Okay, right over here is a fletching guide. It'll tell you a little bit into fletching. Right there too is also your woodcutting guide, and right across the road is your fire making guide, because those 3 skills are all very closely intertwined together. So as you can see, they'll put them together, and yeah, I was gonna say glitching again. Now, as far as I know I was up here a little bit ago, I explained the statue, but I also want to show you the guy that's right here, Politex. That is for the Herblore starting area, which if you actually go to him on a regular basis, I forget how long exactly it takes a shop to completely replenish different supplies, or how much it is per one, but you'll be able to buy enough, well, get enough things there for free to create 1 attack potion per so many minutes or hour. I'm not sure, but lag is brutal tonight. This is pitiful. Wow. I would try loading something, but I don't know if that's going to help or not. All I know is this is just completely pitiful. Because even my connection is actually not that weak. Okay, maybe it's the headset, or is it what? Yeah, there's not too much more to the Taverly town. I can try to show you just a little bit by looking around. But yeah, if you go up here to Poltex, you can actually get enough to make 1 potion, or if you want to save the herb that you get, you can do that too. Or save the vile water, save the Eye of Newt. You can do that, you can save those supplies. Right up here, you got some stalls you can actually steal from them if you have the level. Right over here in this house here, you'll see a little wolf head right there. We'll see if he can't run that way. But right over here, this is the summoning starting zone. You can actually get a quest from, it's either here or on the other side where that well was. But that's actually a good quest to do as soon as possible, because you get 275 gold charms, which is actually a huge, there we go. Which is actually a huge boost. But right here, you got your obelisk, everything's right there for you. And if you do go here, you can actually get, like I said, most of these, if there is things they can give you that you can actually do, you can get daily XP constantly. So See right there, I just got 5 XP just by visiting the shop. And when you're very low level for a skill like that, 5 XP is a lot. Now as you get, as you're doing PVM, player versus monster, as you're doing different skills, you can give what is called half of a key. You'll take the loop and the key half of the keys, put them together to get the crystal key. When you get the crystal key, and until you have the Elven City, you'll actually want to go right here to the crystal chest. You'll want to unlock that. You can get, you'll always get at least 1 dragonstone, but you'll get rune items, you'll get runes, you'll get ores, you get a bunch of really good stuff. So try to use that as much as possible. Right over here, it's actually just a pet store. RuneScape does have pets in it, but this also has stuff like supplies for summoning, but also it has different feed for different pets. There's actually an incubator here, so because occasionally you do get eggs like bird eggs, you can actually go here and hatch them. There is a tree farming patch, which as you get higher in levels, you'll be able to start growing trees, which is a really good XP, but they do take a long time to grow. And if you need wool, you have sheep. And yes, they do baa. Lastly is actually the Slayer Master to start out, and he is right here. Your first assignment is going to be your gelatin abominations, which are actually right in the cave, right across the water. So all you have to do is you'll just walk out around, but if you just click on that, you can go right to it. Whenever you do get a Slayer assignment, if it's a monster you have not fought yet, make sure you ask for advice, because some monsters require specific items in order to fight them. For instance, the gelatin abominations, they do require an item. However, this Slayer Master will actually give you that item for free. You have to have them, and you have to have this equipped, even though the monster is actually weak to range. You still want to have these gloves on, or else you can't kill them. So, but that is actually it for this video. You just want to, this town, as you can see, is just one big loop, but you can hit all the skills. Oh, there's actually one more skill. This is actually the best way to get started to get into dungeoneering. You'll just come over here to this boat here. You'll see the ring above her head. Just select sail, and this will take you straight to the dungeoneering area. Right off the bat, you can see there's a quest you can start. Potentially not. I'm not sure exactly what the quest requirements are. You can't just do quests because they're there. You have to have the skill required in order to do the quests. And a lot of times, a lot of these quests will have a lot of requirements. But you just run west a little bit until you hit to this area, and you're now in the dungeoneering area. So that'll actually do it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like this video, please leave a like down below. And thank you so much for watching. Until next time, later, guys.